Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am. Am I the villain? I don't think I'm the villain.
Fuck you! Wake up! Okay? Wake up, dumb shit.
I have returned with more of my bullshit. Hey there, besties, babes, and non-binary faves. I have come to enlighten the masses, to enlighten the masses to the utter fucking stupidity that is the notion that the new Helluva Boss episode, season 2, episode 1, titled The Circus, completely ruined the characters that are Stolas and Stella, and that was nice to say, but they're not, the characters are not ruined. Can you guys shut the absolute fuck up? I am tired of hearing this. It's character, the people saying Stella got character assassinated. Bestie, she is not Chloe Bourgeois, she is not Pink Diamond. Her character was not assassinated, she did that to her own fucking self. Nobody turned her into a bitch. Our first introduction to her was her trashing the house, being violent to plants which we know are alive, fucking murdering them, chucking their handmaid whatever at terminal velocity as Stolas' head, just being very physically violent to the point that her daughter is not even registering it. Do you understand how fucked up that initial scene is? Yeah, there's some inconsistencies with words and stuff, but babes, it's have you seen 70s cartoons? I think growing up there was a whole culture of people who'd go to conventions and tell creators the 10 million plot holes in their show. How in episode 87 this person was allergic to bananas, but in episode 245 he was seen eating a banana split ice cream. Is that how you say it? Banana split ice cream? Why does that sound wrong? I want ice cream now. But that's the show is being developed clearly. From what I gather, you can tell that some things have changed. In season 2, I think Stolas got more prominence in the story as time went on, because one could argue that from the pilot Stolas was a primary character, but he wasn't given as much emphasis as Millie and Moxie. But I guess maybe after like the show, you're writing it, you get competent writers, they can tell you, hey, this character is more interesting than these other characters, maybe we should focus on them more. Because Millie and Moxie, well, you can't say they're one of the main cast, they're not one of the main characters, because they really don't have anything going for them. Like, we watch shows to see the progression of shit, we see arcs, we see changes, we see character progression, but they're already at the height and peak that the only thing that can work for them is us seeing their downfall, which some people might like that story, seeing a good person turn into a villain. But with Millie and Moxie, they're just there to be wholesome and the antithesis of everything that is wholesome. I see them kind of like, I think I've mentioned this before in one of my multiple Helluva Boss videos. Hell, this is like the 4 millionth season 2 episode 1 video you're watching of this, but I think Millie and Moxie are kind of a stand-in for, you know, Gomez and Morticia Adams, where you're just seeing a healthy couple. They're weird, they're not normal, but they're healthy, and no matter what setting that may be, whether it's goth taken to the nth degree or literal demons in fucking hell, wholesome healthy relationships are wholesome healthy relationships are wholesome healthy relationships, regardless of wherever the setting is. And I just feel like they're there to kind of contrast how fucked up Blitz and Stolas kind of are, and how what they need to achieve, or telling people that, hey, you don't have to be wholesome and cute, you just need to be healthy. And maybe that's what they're kind of trying to portray Stolas as. That ship name is a headache to say, and I don't even like it that much. But whereas back, I don't know why I started talking about Stolas and Stella and I just deviated down a hill. With Stella's arc, we got introduced to a bitch, and we got confirmed that she was a bitch, and people are suddenly surprised that she's a bitch. Hello? Here's the thing, regardless of whatever they did in season 2 episode 1, at the end of the fucking day, Stella is still justified to feel angry at Stolas cheating on her. I know, shocker! Who would have guessed? Apply some literal fucking common sense. Stella was also forced into this arranged marriage. She probably didn't want it. Did she make Stolas' life a living hell? Yes. Did Stolas deserve it? No. Could he have fought back? Yes. Did he? No. that's on him. That's kind of not her fault if I'm looking at it from the bitch's angle. But at the end of the day, she didn't cheat. She was still faithful to the relationship. End comes to end, Stolas is still in the wrong. And I know that might give some people heart attacks because they know how biased I am. This is Stolas' channel. This is not even Blitz's channel. I don't even like the motherfucker. But at the end of the fucking day, I can admit with my chest that Stella has been wronged. She got cheated on and her anger is justified. What is not justified is her being physically violent about it and putting a hit on her husband. Let's just remember that 1 second. So the show telling us she's a bitch is not really a surprise, but her being angry at being cheated on is. But at the end of the day, you can even say that's invalid because she's not angry at being cheated on. She's just angry that he did something to embarrass her. I don't even think she cares about Bliss's stats. It's just that you did something that hurts me and I'm gonna make you suffer for it. Layers. And they just kind of painted that she's just been stripped away to this one-dimensional thing. Besties, bitches are fun to watch. Annoying characters are fun to watch. As much as we like to harp on, again, the Chloe Bourgeois and the Pink Diamonds. Pink Diamond is my favorite character. On God. Chloe, as much as she's been just written to be the most vile person in the show, she's the most interesting person to watch. Even Lila, hateful people are just fascinating. And unless you get the wholesome right, well, unless you kind of fuck up the writing where your main character is just as bad as the villains, but they try to act like they're upstanding, you get detestable characters like Marionette / Ladybug, and then you just want to watch the bitch even more. Hell, Hawkmoth is boring because he's just not vile. Like, just vile, vindictive, evil people are just nice to watch. It kind of comforts us humans because we like seeing people worse than us. We like to know that, hey, no matter what is said and done, I am better than this individual. And there is nothing wrong with that. This is fiction. Just like how I'm aware any human being is within their legal right to just hate on a show. Hell, it's your time. If you want to spend it being negative, do you, boo-boo? I am a hypocrite. Like I said in my last video, I will judge thee for doing what I do. At the end of the day, I don't even think I'll say I hate Miraculous, but it is making me sad. But I still find some minuscule, minute, infinitesimal levels of enjoyment in the show. But some people just seem to hate. Well, it's just one episode, I shouldn't judge them. Let's see if they just hate the entire second season and they still choose to watch it, then I can go full hypocrite mode. But this one episode, you'd think Vivian held some people's family at gunpoint, saying that she ruined everything, all the characters. Oh my god, she's such a terrible person, such a terrible writer. And I'm like, the way people turned, the way people are so quick to jump down this woman's throat. No wonder she left Twitter. Did you see what they did to her on there? I don't even want to speak it. I don't even want to invoke the wrath that was sent to her on there. I was gonna make a video on it, then I saw more information came through and I was like, oh, maybe Viv is in it wrong. But then I was like, oh, people will go to insane lengths to try and show that this woman is the devil incarnate, which is funny because she's making a show about literal devils that we love. So at this point she might just come out and say, hey, I killed a bunch of babies, and people are like, and there are some people who can see no wrong in her. But look, once you come to me and tell me how you are enraged at how Cartoon Network treats their creators, babe, have you seen how they're treating Dana Terrace of the Owl House? Alex Hirsch ran from Disney at full velocity. If you're not pissed off at those networks and you're still consuming their content, would you fucking leave the indie creator alone who is making her literal first show ever? This is her first ever animated show. She has no experience in this thing. She's doing her literal best, and people out here giving her criticisms like she's a company that's been in business for 25 fucking years. Can you pull your thine head out of your ass? If Vivian wants to make this show a fucking fan fiction with Wattpad level writings, she is within her rights to do so. The only people who can complain are her Patreon supporters, and even they don't have much of a complaint, because again, come to me with your anger at paying cable networks like Cartoon Network, Disney, and Nickelodeon. Tell go to their head office and say, I don't like how Star vs. the Forces of Evil ended and I want you to change everything. it's the audacity for me. Just literally let her do her thing. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You can vocalize that you don't like it, and I will make that very clear, but don't treat it as if the world is ending. And you need to keep in context that she's doing her best. This is her first time ever, and she's juggling 2 shows at the same time. My head hurts thinking about it. But some of these people, it's the entitlement for me, honestly. Just some of the most entitled, impatient, and I'm not like, do I smell jealousy? I think I kind of smell a hint of jealousy from these people, because they wish they were in this position. A lot of them kind of saying, if I was in this position, oh no, but if I was the one calling the shots. Make your motivation clear, why don't you? We can see through you. Like, if you're jealous, say you're jealous. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had my own animated show where I can do dick fuck all with nobody telling me no, and I am in full control. But the level of criticism that will bring down upon me, you know what, I just want to go through Cartoon Network. So if the show sucks, they're not even gonna blame it on me. I can just lie and say it's the network's fault. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of like High Guardian Spice. Even then, I might talk about that show. Oh my god. Just so many people just being mean and vindictive because of the internet and just having the power to say whatever they want. And just because you can say whatever you want doesn't mean you're, you know, safe from other people's opinion. You can have an opinion on that thing, but I am allowed to have an opinion on what you say, just like how somebody can have an opinion on what I say. And the trail never ends. Again, I am aware of the hypocrisy. I do it for Miraculous, but even then I come out and say, hey, if you enjoy the show, good on you. I never throw hate at the creators themselves. I think Thomas Oxtrox is a smezzy ass daddy. It is what it is. I've said this multiple times, but I judge what I see from the show and what it entails, and I try and break down how I feel this is incorrect. But with these people, they kind of frame it as, no, it is fundamentally incorrect and this is what should have been done to change it. But again, I feel like I've also said that for Miraculous, so I'm probably just shooting myself in the foot, and I should just own that I'm being a hypocrite. And you know what, I really just felt sad about some people I looked up to and just liked in general, just having the most bizarre takes. Don't get me wrong, they kind of made good points, because some things do feel inconsistent, but I just feel that's just the development of writing. While you're making something, you might have ideas and say, oh hey, I want to implement this thing. You shouldn't be chained to something indefinitely. You can't think of an entire show, like write it and make it pristine and perfect and never change anything. That's not artistic. Where is the room for growth, creating? That's why I feel like Stolas got a bigger part by the end than he had at the beginning. But even then, Millie and Moxie didn't get much spotlight in the pilot. But Blitz and Stolas, their whole interaction was just so fundamental. It's what you remember from the pilot. Blitz and Stolas' interaction, Blitz falling on the table, and then maybe the kid getting murdered at the end. That's what you remember from the pilot. So, and then Stolas literally had a whole episode to himself, him and his daughter in episode 2. So people kind of thinking this, oh, this thing came out of nowhere. Not really. It's just, we were presented a Blitz and his workers show. We were presented a work show, but it was actually just a slice of life show centered around a business. The business is the heart of everything, and it is. The IMP is the heart of the show, that is Helluva Boss, and it drives the conflict of the show forward. But if you say that, oh, this character in the pilot needs to be the same character in season 2, that is some backwards ass mentality where the character shouldn't grow or change. We've already established that Stella is perfect. We love to see a hateful, vindictive queen. We love to hate. I just love that. And them saying she got stripped of it, just I feel like this even gave her more layers of just, oh yeah, she's just vindictive and hateful. And that just doesn't make you one-dimensional. It also makes you kind of, I won't say tragic, but she kind of is, but because she was also put in this shitty situation, but instead of trying to make the most of it and just have some semblance of normalcy, she chose the violent route. And when her husband decided to be violent back for just 1 millisecond, she just wanted to murder him. It's fucking interesting, I swear. And in Stolas' case, yeah, the whole childhood friends arc is kind of redundant. I personally didn't like it, but again, it's Vivian's show. She can do whatever the fuck she wants with it. I'm just here for the ride. And they're not even really childhood friends. They only hung out with each other for like 2 hours 25 years ago. It's just interesting that Stolas remembers it but Blitz doesn't, which is kind of reminiscent of human life. I remember people I've only met for like 2 minutes 10 years ago or 20 years ago. God, I can't believe I'm saying 20 years. I am an old hag. Anyway, you remember them, you remember the memory of hanging out with them, but because you were kids, you probably don't even remember their name or the memory faded away. But Stolas is a smart boy, he's a bookie boy, and he remembers. But it doesn't even impact the main story of the show. The show was just giving us context. When was giving context a bad thing? Literally, I wish I got that in Steven Universe. Those fuckers gave me an episode of Ronaldo talking about the Sneeple, and that never even paid off. I will never let Fox from the Round Table live that down. But it's so wild to me how a show doing things that we criticize other shows for not doing is bad because it's independently funded, so she can do whatever she wants. She's not limited. She doesn't have the limitations of like mainstream media, but we want her to go down that route of it. I don't even understand what people want because so many people have contradicting information. Some people love the childhood friend trope, but here they hated it because it ruined the character. Blitz doesn't even remember what happened, so I guess he is safe from the criticism. But oh no, Stolas remembering it suddenly erases all nuance, and now they've made him squeaky clean. Like, no, he still cheated on his wife. He still instigated the things that happened. Was he drunk? Yes, not a fucking excuse. We've been knew that just because someone is drunk and does something, maybe hurts someone or assaults a woman, it doesn't invalidate what they did because they were drunk. Stolas still cheated on his wife, whether drunk or not, whether Stella deserved it or not. Stolas still did a bad thing. Was it cathartic? Was it enjoyable? Did we relish in Stolas getting a win? Yes, but it still wasn't justified. Or I won't even use the word justified because Stella fucking had it coming. It wasn't the right thing to do. Let's go with that one. Because any other word I chose would not fit. And at the end of the day, Stella was always a bitch since childhood. Yes, I saw Stella as kind of like an Angelica character, you know, from Rugrats, or there's another blonde bitch, not Angelica, I think her name also starts with A, not Helga from Hey Arnold. But regardless, both of them, they're just kind of, even Helga, you can kind of see her growing out of her douchebaggery because her environment made her who she is. But Angelica is just a spoilt brat, and she will forever be a spoilt brat. And she was just enjoyable to watch, even as a kid. So why can't we have bitchy women? You know what? Why can't we have bitchy men? I know, I think Andrelfis is coming in, he's gonna be a bitchy man, but I don't think Andrelfis is gonna love his sister the way we think. We might actually shock her, get backstory as to why Stella is such a bitch. Because at this point, I won't say Stella has more screen time than Millie and Moxie, but she's kind of dangerously close to getting more than Luna. But I think this show, Vivian just likes huge casts of characters. I was gonna say kind of like a Total Drama Island vibe where you have like 22 people and the show was still able to kind of juggle between them. Yeah, they kind of axe people every week, but still some characters get more screen time than others. Hashtag Gwen and Trent should have never broken up. Courtney and Duncan were sabotaged, and Gwen and Duncan dating was the worst decision ever, and then the network decided to make them break up. You know what? We hate corporate meddling, so leave the show that doesn't have any of it. And to the artist on Twitter saying that she's such a bad person, boo fucking who, grow the fuck up. You got a job, you couldn't handle the job, and now is the creator's problem from not being your bestie because you watch her show online and now you work for her. Some people are just not ready for the sad realities of life, including me. I'm one of those people. Remember, I'm a hypocrite. But I think that's gonna be that's gonna be the end of this video. I have said everything in my head at the moment. More might come, dear viewer. I really want to delve deeper into the Asmodean Crystal and the Octavia spoilers, but I've mentioned a lot of that in my last video. If you haven't watched it, please go do that. If there's any more news that comes out, I'll make a 4 millionth and first or 4 million and one video. I'll be the 4 millionth and first video to make. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I'm just gonna make more videos. There is a plethora of Helluva Boss content out right now, and I just feel like the market is oversaturated, but y'all still keep watching, and it's just interesting to talk about. Helluva Boss is back, baby, and we are invested. We can't talk about any of the other shows. They copyright claim us to hell and back. What else do you want to talk about? Yeah, my Patreon. Money, if you want to give me, so you can get your name at the end of the video like these lovely people, and I just have my support, my love and appreciation. You are the one supporting me, hopefully. Even $1 helps. Anything, I'm just so grateful. If you want something in return, because we live in a capitalist society, you can go to my merch store and buy some things. All links to everything is in the description box down below, but I'm gonna exit right now before I talk for another 10 minutes about absolutely nothing. We know it can happen, and I know there's some of you out there that like that shit, but no, I need to maintain retention time. But yeah, thanks so very much for clicking to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And but with that being said, this is CBC. Mwah. Signing out.